Scientists accidentally discover a bizarre particle that gains or loses mass depending on the direction it travels. I'm going to tell you all about that today, including a really easy analogy to explain exactly what's going on here. But the first thing we should talk about is that scientists have accidentally discovered a particle that has mass when it's traveling in one direction, but the same particle has no mass when traveling in a different direction. It's known as a semi-Dirac fermion, after famous physicist Jacques Dirac. Loved his work. The particles with this bizarre behavior were first predicted about 16 years ago, and the scientists were working on an entirely different problem. They were studying quasi-particles inside of a semi-metal material called zirconium sulfur silicon, or zirconium silicon sulfur. I said that wrong. And they said the results were totally unexpected. They just started getting signatures and results they didn't understand, and it took them a while to realize they were actually the first people to measure one of these really rare semi-Dirac fermions. And the analogy here in the article, I think, is going to be the only way anybody can get close to understanding this. The scientists say, imagine the particle is a tiny train confined to a network of tracks, which are the material's underlying electronic structure. Now, at a certain point, the tracks intersect, so our particle train is moving along its fast track at light speed, basically. But then it hits an intersection and needs to swap to a perpendicular track. Suddenly, it experiences resistance, and it has mass. These particles are either all energy or have mass, depending on the direction of their movement, along the material's tracks. That's within inside the crystal of the zirconium silicon sulfur. It's fascinating. What this has to do with our real world, I don't know, but I do love it when people's like on paper math type physics science, like the thought experiments, turn out to be real.